With that, that sums up all the strategic threats for your endgame victories itself. Yeah, just to give you a summary video of what I covered for endgame victory strategic threats, and it goes beyond just applying tactics itself, but you're applying long-term planning such that you create strategic location for you to win a lot easier. And just to give you some revision again, if you are the first player, you want to occupy more rows at the odd row. And if you are the yellow player, which is second player, you want to occupy more at the second, fourth, and sixth row itself. Okay? Yeah. So these are just very rough guidelines for you. This is not to be done at the absolute. The other one that is just as good to remember is to create Zugzwang situation where you allow your other opponent to have no choice. You have no choice but to put the piece such that they become the losing party. Okay, for more Zugzwang situations, you can go back to my previous video on what is that itself. I'm just giving you a summary and revision itself. The other thing to also take note of when you are creating Zugzwang situation is that in terms of Zugzwang situation, your even row has no influence on your odd row Zugzwang situation. Yeah, okay. If you want to know why is that, you can go back to my previous video on that as well. And a few more pointers is that not all threat types are equal. The relative values vary in terms of, let's say, the odd row, the even row, those rows that are below, and those rows that are on top. Even the diagonals can also have different value as well. So for instance, if you are the red player and you're the first player, the odd row threats are more valuable than diagonal threats, and the diagonal threats are more valuable than the even threats itself. Okay, yeah. And the other one that to take note of is if you're the second player, the yellow player, most of the threat types are equal because you are playing in reaction to the first player. Okay. The other one that is in terms of threat types, the value to take note of is that your lower row threats are more valuable than the higher row, because when you put the D's, it falls to the lowest row all the way. So your lower threat types will form more powerful, making the upper row threats a lot more useless. Okay. The other one that is also worthwhile to take note of is that if you occupy central row, you are able to then create more relationship with other Ds as well, compared to those at the edge. Okay. Of course, if you want to create diagonal threats, then I will recommend that you create diagonals that are pointing towards the center rather than pointing towards the edge. And to do that is you want to be able to put some of the D's over here so that you can create diagonals to face towards the central rows. Now, I just want to re-emphasize that these are just rough guidelines. They are not meant to be absolute values of threat types, because situations can vary from them. But these are enough to help you to win a lot better. Okay.